All right, crypto fans, Jason, TCP Supersystem, crypto and equity analyzer. I built over 2 to 3 years. Got one for you today on Cardano ADA. It's one that's kind of lost some steam of late, but I got some targets for you I'll share based on the signals interpretations. Again, nothing I say is financial advice, just a guy on the internet. I built one hell of a system to identify opportunity zones in cryptos and stocks. They're not recommendations to buy or sell. I'm just sharing information to inform and educate on a system that I built. It's not publicly available. It's original content on this channel. Can't get this anywhere else. So if you do like TA on cryptos and stocks, please like, share, subscribe. Help us get everyone informed. We appreciate you. We love you. But there's a little short one today on here on Cardano. Um, let me scale this down just a bit here so you can see it a little better. So right here, you're looking at the daily on the left and weekly on the right. But I want to show you these two green zones that I've highlighted. And again, that's going back to our leverage liquidation heat maps. So real quick, if you look over here, you can see on this heat map, we had that huge scam wick down by the market makers. Of course, just opinion. You can see it basically took out everything. Now we're hovering here. You can see between 70 cents and 60 cents, there is a little bit of leverage. That's very light leverage. So if you want to say we can see 60 cents, great, maybe 60 to 70, sure. But on this upper end, I want you to look at this, and you'll see this is where some of our zones come in. My zone is going to be from 90 cents to basically 95 cents, and that is why. And that's this zone right here on the weekly and on the daily. So in the short term, I think we're going to start seeing a navigation of price action toward that 90 to 95 cent zone for Cardano. And on the downside, this could probably happen first, possibly, but between this 100-day and 200-day moving average, there's a zone here of about somewhere between 57 and 62 cents. So let's just call it 60 cents. Again, going back to the heat map. So I think this makes sense here. But we'll see if we're correct. But I do want to show you something here on the weekly. You can see that our standard deviation methodologies, again, that white fast line has navigated into those lower extremes, which is beginning to be what we would typically call an overextended to the downside or oversold. The orange and blue lines are still hovering much higher than those extremes, so we would expect to see that come down just a little bit more. So that's why I think you might see that 60 cent zone again before we see that bounce higher toward that 90, 95 cent range, which would be a very nice return. That's what we're targeting. Again, we're long-term holders of Cardano, so we're not really selling our Cardano, but we do continue to add to our bags when these opportunity zones present themselves. But I want to just go over this chart real fast, just so you can see kind of how we would have thought through this in the past and what our signals showed and why we think the TCP Supersystem is probably one of the best top crypto indicators and systems out there. Again, it may not be a recommendation to buy or sell, but one hell of a job identifying these opportunity zones. That's what I do. I share it for free because I want to, not because I have to. But I want you to see this. So here back on the June 23rd, we basically had a level, June 16th, sorry, it's a weekly. We had a level 2 alert. So level 1, 2, and 3 for the diamonds. That's a level 2. They marked the bottom. And you can see up here, we had a retracement of that white line back to those extremes. That's typically when we get a little bounce. And then we had some level 2s on the red side, on the upside, which, then we saw the tank. And now we're coming down here toward support, toward the 100 and 200-day moving average, which is where we've got the zone highlighted. And then we would expect to see that bounce higher. Now, I will say the hot sensors are kind of mixed. Short term below the midline, medium, long term above, but actually showing more weakness, which again is why we think we could see the 60 cent range again. And again, going back to that daily view over here on the left. Oh, I'm sorry, let me scale it back down again. So back over here on the left-hand side, you can see when we got that scam wick down to 60 cents, basically, we got that level 2 down here just a couple days ago when the whole market dumped. And this is typically what you would see is you'll see that retracement back to the cloud. You can see we're in a confirmed downtrend with that red cloud. And typically it will retrace back to that cloud and then resume lower. And again, which all seems to make sense and line up with what we're seeing on the indicators. And that 60 cent range is probably likely to be in play here. We'll see. But yes, Cardano in a nutshell. Pretty quick video here. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you want any cryptos or stocks to be put through the system, just put them in the comments. I can't promise you I'll get to them, but I will try my best. But if you get value out of TA on cryptos and stocks, please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you and I love you. I hope everyone's blessed in this space in the months to come. Could be one fantastic Happy New Year, right? So we'll see you in the next one.